Grocery prices are rising at an absorbent rate around the world, but does that mean we're getting what we're paying for? I'm not referring to if you're getting your money's worth, which by the way is a fair question. What I really mean is, are you getting the real food you intended to buy? That is because in this video we're going to cover the fraudulent food industry that is estimated to be worth at least $40 billion and cover some of the most counterfeited foods in the world. You might be buying a counterfeit version of foods and being deceived for your hard-earned money and possibly putting your health at risk. So stick around to the end of the video to see what fake foods might be hitting your supermarket shelves, or at the very least, make you aware. Before we go any further, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video with someone you care about to make them aware of the counterfeit foods that they might be buying. Alright, let's get right to it. Number 1, we're going to start off this list with vanilla. There's nothing like slurping a vanilla ice cream cone during a hot summer day, but wait till you hear this. It is estimated that only about 1% of all vanilla products are actually made from the real vanilla bean plant, which mostly comes from the island of Madagascar. It is quite labor intensive and expensive to produce, so that may explain why most products do not contain the real vanilla. So what is all the vanilla-based products you see at your local market made of? The answer is simple. It's produced straight out of a laboratory. Imitation vanilla is far cheaper to produce and is made from synthetic vanillin, which may contain ingredients such as wood pulp, coal tar, and petroleum. Doesn't sound so sweet anymore, does it?
This is a fascinating taste test. You think, how could an imitation product possibly compete with the real deal? But one area where it's the clear winner is cost. If you pick our favorite imitation, it is 12 cents an ounce. If you pick our favorite pure vanilla extract, it's $3.25 an ounce.
Wow.
And so it's 21 times more expensive. And so, you really need to decide, not only can you taste the difference, but are you willing to pay for the difference?
That's it.
This is all legal as long as they put artificial flavoring on the label. Some manufacturers may go far to be sneaky and put labels such as natural flavor. So do you know if you're buying the real product? It has been recommended to look for labels with vanilla bean extractives. Number 2, cinnamon. It really comes down to the two different types of cinnamons you probably didn't know about. Ceylon cinnamon is the real cinnamon, and I'm sure you guessed it, is a lot more expensive to produce. The cassia plant is the cheaper fake cinnamon alternative and is native to southern China and is the ingredient in most of the cinnamon products we have in the US. Now get ready for this. Cassia contains a higher amount of natural compound known as coumarin, which is also used to make rat poison, so it'd be no surprise that too much consumption can cause liver damage.
Cinnamon is a popular spice that's been linked to some impressive health benefits. While cassia cinnamon, the type you find in the supermarket, is safe to eat in small to moderate amounts, eating too much may cause side effects and health problems. Cassia or regular cinnamon is a rich source of coumarin. It contains approximately 5 milligrams of coumarin per teaspoon, which is 2 grams, while Ceylon cinnamon only contains trace amounts. Now the recommended daily coumarin limit is approximately 0.05 milligrams per pound or 0.1 milligrams per kilo of body weight, or 5 milligrams per day for a 130 pound or 60 kilo person. So this means that just 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of cassia cinnamon could put you over the daily limit. Unfortunately, several studies have shown that eating too much coumarin may cause liver toxicity and damage.
The FDA doesn't distinguish between the two cinnamons, so they may explain why cassia or Ceylon cinnamon can be displayed in stores as just cinnamon, but the general public will never be informed of the difference. The best way to buy the right kind of cinnamon would be to look for the labeling that shows Ceylon cinnamon, or buy the actual Ceylon sticks from a reputable source and grind them yourselves. Also, Ceylon cinnamon should be more tan brown in color, whereas the cassia is more reddish brown. Number 3, truffles. Ever see truffle fries on the restaurant menu? Well, let me tell you, there's not a single truffle in those fries. The bottle of so-called truffle oil at your local supermarket does not contain any truffles.
A problem that you might not realize is even affecting you. It's called food fraud. Are the foods you're consuming actually what they're labeled as? Food and travel columnist for USA Today and Forbes, Larry Olmsted, says in many cases you're being tricked. Talk about food fraud. What is it?
Well, it's when you're not getting what you think you're buying, and it can take a lot of form.
What other foods is this a big problem with?
It's all over the board. It's a lot of what are considered gourmet foods, things like Kobe beef and truffles and things like that, but also a lot of staples.
Truffle oil. Oh God. I love truffle oil, but it can be very dominant.
Oh, I just hope she's not overdoing it.
You get some truffle oil for earthiness.
Oh my God, Corey brought truffle oil.
Sometimes the truth may be hard to swallow, and according to Larry Olmsted, the author of Fake Foods, most truffle oil are laboratory-made with fake truffle flavoring to pass off as a real thing. The label may show artificial truffle flavor or aroma. His book is available on Amazon for those interested in what he has to say. That's because the real truffle is not only expensive, but extremely rare, as we cover how hard it is to find and hunt for in this video. So make sure to watch it if you'd like to know more about truffles.
You've probably seen luxury truffle products in supermarkets or fancy restaurants, but the unique truffle flavor you recognize might not be real truffle at all. Cheap truffle oil often hasn't been anywhere near a real truffle. Many cheaper truffle products use 2,4-dithiopentane, a synthesized compound containing one of the main aromatic components of foot odor, guaranteed to give it that earthy taste. Real truffles are seasonal and pricey, with a short shelf life.
Number 4. Balsamic Vinegar. Before you drizzle your salad with some balsamic vinegar, you might want to listen to this. Very similar to counterfeit olive oil that we covered in this video, the balsamic vinegar you're picking out at your local supermarket shelf is most likely diluted to the point where it does not contain much balsamic vinegar at all. This article by BBC in March of 2019, Interpol seized over 9,000 tons of crushed grapes that were planned to be used to make fake balsamic vinegar. Real balsamic vinegar is aged in oak casks for years similar to wine and must follow strict codes. It's been advised to look out for the words grape must or aceto balsamico tradizionale for your best chance to get the high-end stuff.
Leonardi let us sample a balsamic they've been aging for 100 years, which could retail for more than $1,000.
People are going to look at this and say, this doesn't seem like the balsamic vinegar that I buy in the store for $5 or $10.
No, it's not. And just like, you can buy a little Fiat 500, you can buy a Ferrari, right? This is Ferrari, the other one is a Fiat 500.
Number 5. Black pepper. In recent years, there have been increased reports of fake black pepper being sold. Materials such as papaya seeds, pepper stems, or juniper berries are grounded up and then mixed in with the real black pepper to stretch the supply and make more profit. Similar to the coffee scandal we covered, to avoid buying fake pepper, simply just buy the whole peppercorns instead of the pre-ground pepper. It's a lot harder to counterfeit real peppercorns when compared to the ground product. Using a pepper mill similar to this one, the peppercorns can be ground at the base. Link to the pepper mill will be in the description below.
I just started to think, if this one issue intrigues people so much, what else is there? And I started to do a lot of research, and unfortunately the answer is there's a lot. Food fraud is rampant. It's the Michigan State University, unfortunately, has a food fraud initiative, and they estimate it to be a $50 billion a year problem. The Grocery Manufacturers of America estimate 10% of the food that's commercially available in this country is adulterated in one form or another. And so, as I say, unless you're leaving the supermarket by the 8 item or less express lane, you've got a problem in your cart.
Number 6. Scallops. When seared to perfection, scallops can be a mouthful of joy, but can also command quite a hefty price tag. Most people don't know that the scallop they're putting into their mouth is actually not real scallop, but instead, it may be fish goo. Fish goo, known as surimi, is a fish paste made with cheap white fish such as pollock, then shaped into hockey puck-like shape to resemble the real scallops.
Surimi? What the heck is that?
That is the surimi fish paste. So it's a bunch of goo that's shaped like a scallop to fool you.
Is this fish goo?
Fish goo.
This deception can be found in restaurants and even supermarkets, and there's no real regulation in place to protect the consumer from buying a fake product.
With inflation raging, everybody's watching their budget. And if you do go out to eat, you want to get what you're paying for, especially when it's something expensive like scallops. Sometimes it's actually hard to tell what you're being served.
Scallops. They're delicious.
Oh my gosh, so good.
So you'd think if you order scallops, you'd get just that. Scallops, right? Not always. We ordered fried scallops. Then we sent them to Applied Food Technologies in Florida, where Molly Sims and her colleagues specialize in seafood DNA analysis. Guess what? The lab found there wasn't any scallop in the scallop.
How do you know if you're getting the real deal if you're ordering scallops?
You can trust your eyes and your nose.
According to Insider, the best way to tell if it's real scallops is to look at the shape and sizes. Real scallops come in different shapes and are not all the same, but if you come across ones that look to be shaped perfectly, then that might be something to be aware. Sounds like fishy business to me. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, and we hope we have provided you with valuable insight on what to look out for when shopping at the supermarket. We strongly recommend that you watch these 2 videos as it covers more depth on counterfeit foods and what else to look for. The links will be in the description. Until then, stay informed and Genius Tomato out.